This video is proudly sponsored by Baolao. For all your ticketing needs in Asia, check them out at the link below. Today we're back in China to take a luxurious 6-hour business class ride from Wuhan to Shanghai. With over 3/4 of the world's total high-speed railways, China is now the gold standard for long-distance, eco-friendly travel. So what do you say we go and check it out together? Welcome to Wuhan. You probably know this central Chinese city for one thing, but honestly, let me dispel some of the myths. It's a 4,000-year-old settlement on the banks of the Yangtze and Han rivers, which nowadays is home to nearly 14 million people, making it China's 7th largest city. There's some amazing historical sites, including the Yellow Crane Tower, seen here. If you don't speak English, please turn on the closed caption subtitles below, which are translated into 140 languages. Okay, we're now inside Wuhan's main station, one of the 2 long-distance high-speed hubs in the city. It may not have the grandeur or sheer capacity of many of China's other new megastations, but it's still very impressive nonetheless. There is a wide selection of shops, restaurants and food outlets on the main concourse. With an additional selection on this mezzanine floor above, and a good-sized waiting area down below, with the boarding gates just beyond. As we are travelling in business class today, this grants us access to the lounge prior to departure. Again, it's not on the scale of the Beijing or Shanghai lounges, but is still a nice relaxing area to wait until boarding time. There are comfy seating and working areas, along with complimentary hot and cold drinks and snacks. I just grabbed a couple of bits and relaxed for a little while. The staff come and get you and escort you from the lounge to the train in plenty of time, bypassing the normal queuing and ticket checking procedures en route. This is a super convenient and helpful service. And what good timing, our train is just pulling in now. For those of you who think it looks familiar, well, it should. It's a 16-car China Railways CRH380BL, which is based on the Siemens Velaro family, similar to the ICE3 in Germany and AVE S103 in Spain. They are wider though to allow for denser seating in second class, possible by the larger Chinese loading gauge. There are 3 classes of travel: second class, first class and the top tier business class, where we'll be travelling today. I get comments about this every time, but yes, business class is a higher class of travel than first class on nearly all trains around the world. Fun fact, more of these train sets run in China than have ever been produced by Siemens in Germany for other markets, with a total of 240 sets in service across multiple variants. The CRH380BL has a top speed of 380 km per hour, an in-service speed of 305 km per hour, and a power output of 18,400 kilowatts. When I first came to China, it was weird seeing trains I'm very familiar with all around Europe, but it's now so commonplace. They literally have everything except TGVs and Talgos. I wonder why they never took off here. Let's check out today's route on train number G3119 from Wuhan to Shanghai, which will make 15 intermediate stops en route. Okay, let's board. It's level with the platform with just a very small gap to negotiate. The business class cabin is laid out in a 2+1 configuration with these super spacious lie-flat leather recliners. These all rotate to face the direction of travel. We'll check them out in more detail once we get going, along with the snacks the lovely onboard host is just bringing to my seat now. Luggage can be stored behind the last row of seats or on the large overhead racks up above. China Railway's punctuality is excellent, right up there with Japan and Switzerland. Let me get my slippers on and we'll soon be leaving. We depart exactly on time at 10:12 AM. This 789km journey from Wuhan to Shanghai is scheduled to take 6 hours and 4 minutes of travel time today. This is far from the fastest service between the two cities. In fact, you can do it in 3 hours and 30 minutes on train G1722 departing at 8 AM, but I wanted to try out this train type as I'd not been on one before. The cost of this 6-hour business class trip is 1,350 Chinese yuan. Exceptional value in my opinion. First class is 672 yuan and second class is 420 yuan. Chinese train tickets go on sale 2 weeks before travel and always cost the same. They are not dynamically priced. They can and do sell out though, especially in business class, but seeing as most routes have such a high frequency, you'll usually still be able to travel on your preferred day, even if it may not be at your preferred time. Don't even bother trying to travel during Chinese New Year or other major holidays though, it's almost impossible, everything sells out instantly. The railway infrastructure in China still blows my mind whenever I take these trips. There are so many lines on intertwining viaducts crisscrossing the cityscape, and to think hardly any of this existed 25 years ago. China is the modern day mecca of high-speed railways and now has over 46,000 kilometres of 250 km/h plus capable lines. This is 75% of the whole world's total. Anyway, here's a look at the complimentary goodies here in business class. These include an oolong tea and a box consisting of small snacks both sweet and savoury. A full meal will follow later on. Okay, let's check out the seats now. They're amazing, very comfy and have a great ergonomic shape and winged and padded headrests. They are fully adjustable electrically using this control pad. They fully lie flat into a bed, akin to business class on a plane. A large tray table is housed in one of the armrests, and an entertainment screen is in the other one. The content is limited though, and all in Chinese. Each seat has access to a universal power socket. I believe this QR code is for ordering food, but it wouldn't load for me. Personal reading lights are available over your shoulder and also on the underside of the luggage rack. Legroom is endless to the seat in front, which comes with a storage pocket. The wall has 2 coat hooks and the window has full-length sunblinds. What an excellent seat this is, and it isn't even the top tier product in China. Check out my Fuxing CR400 business class suites review to check out the country's halo product. It's linked above now. Wi-Fi is available, however you need a Chinese phone number to register for it. I suggest getting an eSIM before arrival in the country, as it lets you access the internet unrestricted in conjunction with a VPN. I recommend Airalo. To get $3 off your first SIM, click the link above and use my code. The smoothness of the Chinese high-speed network also really impresses me. Even at 300 km/h plus, the ride quality is exceptional. Unless you are looking out of the window, there's no concept of speed. Now we call at Huangmeidong. This is in the city of Huangmei, which has a population of 787,000 people. The dong in the station name stands for east. The compass points are very common suffixes in Chinese stations and are worth taking note for navigation purposes. Fun fact, Beijing Bay Station literally translates as North Capital North Station, and likewise Nanjing Nan Station, where we'll be calling later on, is South Capital South Station. Okay, time to check out the private business class toilets. As with the vast majority of Chinese train toilets I've seen, they were very clean. The water worked and the soap, hand towels and toilet paper were all stocked up. Great job, China Railways. While we're up, let's go and check out the rest of the train. The first class seats are in a 2+2 layout and are large red cloth recliners. They are really wide and have excellent legroom, winged headrests, padded armrests, tray tables and power sockets. And then second class is in a 3+2 configuration. They still recline, have good legroom, tray tables and power sockets though, and are very good value. I'm much less a fan of these seats however, as I find them quite narrow, especially in the dreaded middle seat. There is plentiful luggage storage in both first and second classes. 2 wheelchair spaces can be found in second class, adjacent to an accessible toilet. There is also a full sit-down dining car. This serves microwave meals, snacks, along with hot and cold drinks, including beer. I knew I'd have a meal coming soon back at my seat, so I went for a signature Starbucks coffee and a fruit box. You can also buy on board or bring your own pot noodles, hot drinks, etc. and then use the hot water dispensers in the vestibules to make them up. Next stop, Anqing. This city has 4.1 million residents, making it larger than Berlin or Madrid, but I bet you've never heard of it. This is a very common theme with Chinese cities. We pass by quite a few with a 1 million plus population and don't even stop. Nearby is the spectacular Tianzhushan Mountain and National Park, the highest peak being at 1,760 metres. On departure from Anqing, we crossed the majestic Yangtze River. This is China's and indeed Asia's longest river at 6,300 kilometres in length, and it flows from the Tibetan Plateau in western China all the way to the East China Sea near Shanghai. Absolutely breathtaking. Back in my business class seat, and it's time for lunch. There was a choice of 3 meals, all including pork, which I don't eat, so I just had the rice and veggies. Elsewhere in the country, there's nearly always a tofu meal option, so I really think that it wouldn't be too difficult to offer a vegetarian option here as well. Please take note, CR. That being said, I really enjoyed whizzing past these impressive megacities at 305 km per hour while eating my lunch. If you want ad-free early access to every video, great perks and to help me do bigger and better reviews, then become a channel member from just £1.99 per month. Just click the link above now or the join button in every video. Thank you! The kilometres and miles just fly past so effortlessly, and before I know it we are fast approaching Nanjing, which has been capital of China for 2 periods in the past. From 1368 to 1421 during the Ming dynasty, and more recently from 1912 to 1949 during the rule of the Republic of China. Beijing became the new capital city on the 1st of October 1949 when the People's Republic of China regime was founded and took over power. Next up is Suzhou. This is called the Venice of China, and for good reason. I've visited twice now, and just look at these stunning photos. Along with Kunming, Suzhou is definitely one of my favourite places in China. We now have just 80 kilometres left to run and are fast approaching Shanghai, so let me give you my summary on board this China Railways CRH380BL Velaro high-speed EMU on this 6-hour journey. I had a brilliant time. Yes, it's not the best business class seat that there is in China, but it is still super comfortable and a very luxurious way to travel long distances in this vast country, much better than flying in my opinion. The onboard staff were helpful and friendly despite the language barrier, and overall I thought the trip was great value for this amount of luxury and speed, especially considering the lounge access and complimentary food and drinks that are included. In conclusion, brilliant, fast, fun and very comfy, just what you want for a 6-hour trip. I have ridden nearly all of the Chinese high-speed trains now, and have either made or will be making review videos of them all in due course, so be sure to check out my China playlist where you'll find them all in one place. Most high-speed trains serving Shanghai call at the newer and larger but much less central Hongqiao station. However, we will be terminating at Shanghai Main Station, which is way more convenient for connecting to city centre hotels and sightseeing. We arrive precisely on time at 4:16 PM. Great job, China Railways! Have you been on any Chinese high-speed trains before? If so, which ones, in which class and on which routes? How did you find them? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to new video ideas, so if there's anything you'd really like to see on the channel, then drop me a DM on Instagram, Blue Sky or Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.